Hello, Diggory Hadoke here again with the Vintage Gun Journal. I've had a couple of requests for films showing how we measure gun barrels, because if you're into your old guns, you'll all know that one of the key factors is the barrel condition. You can have two guns that look identical externally and cosmetically, and a visual inspection will tell you a certain amount, but until you can measure the barrels properly, you really don't know how much that gun's worth. Because those two identical looking guns, one could be worth several £1,000s and the other one could be illegal to sell or even a scrapper, depending on how good the barrels are. The first thing we need to do is to check the status of the proof of the gun. So English guns, before they can be sold, have to be taken to the proof house and tested to make sure that they're fit to use with the loads for which they're designed. And to do that, the proof house tests them with overpressure charges and then stamps each barrel to show that at the dimensions it is at the moment, it's been tested for those cartridges. So the first thing we need to do with our gun is to take the barrels off. First off comes the fore end. Then the barrels, and here, if you can see that, we've got a stamp there which says 12, and we have a corresponding stamp on the other barrel which says 12. Now you might think that's normal, a 12 bore should be stamped 12, but many of them are not. The nominal 12 bore size here, 12 is 729 of an inch, 0.729 of an inch, but a nominal 12 bore can be made with any of these proof sizes, and they were. And they're, confusingly for some, stamped this way. So we see 12 is the stamp for 729, 0.729, but if it was made at 0.740, it would have been stamped 12 over 1. And if it was a tighter bore at 0.729, it would be 13 over 1. And 13 bore, still nominally 12 bore, is 0.710 of an inch. So we need to first of all verify how big that barrel was when it was last proofed. In order for this gun to still be legal to sell in the UK and considered in proof, it needs to be within 10 thousandths of an inch of that proof size. And to do that, we use a tool like this. Some of the more modern ones have a dial like this on the top of them, but this is an old school one with calibrations on it like this. So I don't know if you can see, we're going to start here with a 0 lined up here on 700, and we're now going to take this measurement up so that this piece at the end expands until it is going to show 0.729 of an inch over, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 29. So that is now the right size to put into the bore, and its original proof size. And we go 9 inches in. So to measure the bore for proof purposes, we only take the measurement 9 inches from the breech, and that's marked on here. So now I'm in there at 0.729, and I'm going to see how much bigger than it is now. So 730, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's stopped. So that is 734. I'll make a note. And now I'll take that back a notch to 733. 2, 1, 730, 729, same starting point. We do the same thing, 9 inches from the breech, left barrel. I always do the right barrel, then the left barrel. Then you never end up measuring the barrel twice if you use that as a system every time. So here we are, 729, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 734. So now I've recorded that, This is W.J. Jeffrey number 15001. The original proof was at 729 and now it's 734. The left barrel was also 729 originally, it's now 734. So we have 734 and 734 from an original 729, 729. The gun is nicely in proof. It won't go out of proof until it gets to 739, 740. So we have a gun that's nicely in proof there. While we have the gun, we may as well do a couple of other checks. Make sure the barrels ring. That'll help us to see that the ribs haven't become detached, nor is the lube. The next thing we're going to do is measure the wall thicknesses, but that's for another time. Thank you very much.